B-ball fan 54, lifetime fan, a basketball lifetime fan of Washington Wizards. So you know I suffered all the time. The best memory was Game 6, Boston Celtics, Washington Wizards. John Wall hit that shot to take it to Game 7. I would happen to be in Mexico at that time, and they were watching on the big screen. I had them change it to the big screen on the resort we were staying on. I had everybody cheering at the bar for the Wizards. That was a great time, but that was a long time ago. I hated all 3 years of this breakdown by general manager Will Dawkins, who's doing an excellent job. Him and the president, Michael, was it Michael Winger? Right. So, in any case, it's tough to sit through. You know, your favorite sport is basketball, and your team is tanking. Thank God that the tank is over. I'm so sick of that. Now, let's get down to the exciting news. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2026. The Washington Wizards got the number one pick, baby. Woo! Finally got some excitement, some real basketball coming up. Brian Keefe, the coach of the Washington Wizards, you can't give him a fair, objective grade because he was told to tank. So I'm hoping he will do a good job, with the talent he's gonna have by the start of the season. We have picks, we have money, so we can make some deals. If Anthony Davis does not want to stay, get the best deal for him. We got to get two stars, two very quality players, right? You know, maybe you trade Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura. I don't know. We do need a defensive minded big man. We do need rim protectors and lob threats to go with Trey Young. That's how he plays. Trey Young is not a defender. If you're trying to win, you need defense. What about getting Marcus Smart as a backup point guard? We'll close out the games. We'll close out the games. I think that's very smart. Getting Marcus Smart, very smart. See what I did there? Anyway, exciting times, exciting times. Now, the number one pick. Remember last year we had the number 6 pick, and we end up getting Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson, young player. He can shoot that ball. He can score that ball. A lot of rookie pains. He's going to grow. We got him as a 6th pick. When Ace Bailey of the Utah Jazz wanted to be in Washington, but we had the 6th pick, Utah picked him at the number 5. Now, he was the next best player. It was smart of them to pick him. He's an amazing talent. I'm bringing him up because I think since AJ DeBonta played in BYU, the NIL money was paid by the Utah Jazz ownership group. Listen, to me, it's a no-brainer. I like Caleb Wilson. 6'9", 6'10", can jump out the gym, can shoot the three. His motor is strong. He can rebound, can play D. Definitely a lob threat. I am telling you. The Washington Wizards, Will Dawkins. This is a slam dunk. You give them the number 1 pick for the number 2 pick and Ace Bailey. And if you can get a pick out of that, you get a pick out of that. Right? We need a power forward. AD stays hurt. I want to trade AD. We need somebody to help Sar. Ace Bailey and Caleb Wilson, two high flyers. That's a no-brainer, my brother. I would close that deal today and leave it alone. Period. Period. Now, just say we keep what we got. Trae Young, starting point guard. Who's going to be in that number two position? Right now, I say Koulibaly. We need a defender along Trae Young. You you got to look at a team building perspective. You know what you need to win, not just names. Koulibaly 6'9", long. It's going to be his fourth year, I think. You know, he was starting to show some signs towards the end of the season. He just stayed hurt. He just hadn't had enough time. The year before, he was hurt, right? Um, Keyshawn George at the three. He can do a little bit of everything. He's going to be a talented player. He didn't play a lot this year. They were tanking. If we keep him, Anthony Davis at the four, he wants to play the four spot. Obviously, you know who he is, top 75 player. Nobody's questioning his talent. I'm questioning his heart. I don't know his heart so much. I'm not going to question the man's heart. Listen, there's no need to question his ability to stay healthy because he's a liability. He's always hurt. And this man gets paid a lot of money. He's 33. I'm not hating on what he's saying. He's not wrong. You know, how much time does he have left in the game? You know, he wants to win. And even if we go to playoffs next year, we're not winning. We're not winning for at least a couple of years. But you got to go to the playoffs first. You got to learn how to win. So this is the start of that. I get it. You know, I would like to trade him. I said that. Trade Anthony Davis. We get two strong players, a backup center, you know, that's in his, fourth, fifth year. Um, we need a strong leading facilitator. We need a facilitator out there who's a court leader. We need a court leader. Marcus Smart, man, we're not talking about scoring. We're talking about intangibles. He shows the team how to play defense, how to take charges, how to pressure ball, how to trap. You know, he can facilitate. He can definitely make the correct pass. We don't need him to do a whole bunch of scoring. That's not what you get Marcus Smart for. He was a defensive player of the year. I really like that. Or a backup, what's the point guard? Schroeder. A backup point guard like Schroeder, give him a 2-year deal. Give Marcus Smart a 2-year deal. You know, one of those. We need a closing point guard on the defensive end. We know Trae Young is an 11 assist guy. We know he's like a 23, 25 point scorer. Trae Young gets an F grade on the defense. And he knows that. Remember when he said, the team needs to see him effort on both ends of the court. He knows the knock on him. His defense sucks, right? Um, but his offense is awesome. Period. We need that too. So that's a good starting five, right? Now, in order to win, you need a big man backup, right? You need a big man backup. Vucevic can score. I'm not I'm not sold. I'm not sold on him. He definitely needs to do better on the defensive end. We got Justin Champagnie, Jameer Watkins, Trey Young, Bub Carrington, Will Riley. You know, we got a lot of young players. Reese, that big rebounding Reese, he's got to stay, right? So you need to blend two veterans, fairly, mid grade, you know, mid grade veterans. One, a backup point guard, veteran like Marcus Smart, Dennis Schroeder type. Um, Also, we need a backup big man. You know, we need a big, high flying power forward, Caleb Wilson. We don't need another guard right now. You know, now if you get Adrian Peterson, I mean Darren Peterson, um, AJ DeBonta, Caleb Wilson. I'm not sold on Boozer. Boozer's going to be a solid NBA player, but not before those three players. And I choose Caleb Wilson because that's what the Washington Wizards need. I say you hold Utah Heist. I think they will pay for this guy. I mean, it's not like AJ DeBontis come all the time and has that many ties with them. I think you can get Ace Bailey out of them. Then you got 2 6'9", 6'10" high flyers. I'm telling you, that is the move. Do it now. Will Dawkins and the Washington Wizards.